In case you have not noticed, this is not your father's Amazon anymore. This may come as a surprise to most people who think of Amazon as a company of endless growth. But, believe it or not, Amazon is experiencing slowing sales and growth. Now, an unconfirmed report is surfacing that Amazon has actually fired its entire robotics department. And just as you thought that Amazon was going even more robotic. As you probably also know, Amazon has a new CEO named Andy Jassy. Andy Jassy has proven himself by rising through the ranks as the head of the successful Amazon Web Services. But Andy Jassy is a much different CEO for Amazon. And he ascends to the CEO position at a time that is very different than in the Jeff Bezos era. What does this mean for Amazon? What does this mean for consumers? What does it mean for the stock market? What does it mean for the US economy? And what does it mean for the future of the United States? But, before we get into all of that, please hit the like button and leave us a comment below. We would love to hear from you. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos when they are released. This week, Amazon announced that it was implementing a hiring freeze for corporate employees. This comes as the macroeconomic environment in the United States is weakening. Wall Street investors are basically done cutting tech companies so much slack. They are done valuing prospects of future growth more than profits in the here and now. Just look how some tech companies went from high-growth Wall Street darlings to suddenly shrinking. Meta, for example. And Netflix, as another example. Even Amazon has experienced a dramatic slowdown in its growth. This slowdown for Amazon is mostly in its core retail business. To some extent, it is because consumers are returning to shopping in physical stores now that the pandemic is over. But now, we are hearing unconfirmed reports that Amazon is firing its entire robotics team. This includes very experienced robotics software engineers who have worked over 10 years for Amazon. According to these unconfirmed reports, Amazon has started firing employees starting today. This information is according to an unnamed and unconfirmed source inside Amazon. New CEO Andy Jassy is basically the new sheriff in town. Jassy needs to rationalize and financialize Amazon now that the era of high growth appears to be over. So, word on the street is that Jassy laid off the entire Amazon robotics team. Jamie Zhang was a lead software developer working with the Amazon robotics team. Zhang posted on LinkedIn today and he expressed shock about this sudden and unexpected turn of events. Zhang said in the post that he was developing software for the Amazon's AWS business. He was developing what are called continuous integration and continuous deployment software pipelines. Amazon's hiring freeze sends a clear and unfortunate signal, said Neil Saunders, managing director at Global Data. The mood music of the retail and consumer economy is shifting, Saunders continued. The heady days of growth have now ended, Saunders added. And that era has given way to an environment in which more caution is necessary to protect the bottom line, Saunders also said. Amazon has pretty much always focused on a singular ethos: growth is more important than profits. Wall Street analysts have not always been in love with that mantra. That is pretty much the story of Amazon's first 25 years as a public company. But the tone has changed with 3/4 of 2022 in the books. Andy Jassy became CEO in July 2021, succeeding Jeff Bezos. Since then, Jassy has been in cost-cutting mode in order to preserve cash. Deteriorating macroeconomic conditions have forced Amazon to confront slowing sales in a gloomy global economy. Shares in Amazon are down 33% so far in 2022. That compares to a 25% drop in the benchmark S&P 500. Shares in Amazon are on pace for their worst year since the Great Recession. This new culture of frugality is unfamiliar to many Amazon shareholders. Amazon's employee base grew to 1.6 million in 2021 from under 650,000 back in 2018. Amazon has made some bold cuts. It shut down its telehealth service, discontinued a video calling projector for kids, closed almost all of its US call centers, cut its roving delivery robot project, shuttered weak-performing brick-and-mortar stores, and is cutting warehouse locations by closing, canceling or delaying. Amazon froze hiring for corporate jobs. Amazon is not the only company feeling the macroeconomic pressure. As you already know if you follow this channel, Google and Meta are also cutting. And also pinning the blame on a challenging macro environment. Inflation is raging in most countries of the world. Central banks are aggressively raising interest rates to fight inflation. Consumers are dialing back their discretionary spending. Corporate marketers are cutting ad spending, especially online. Tech companies of all sizes have announced layoffs and hiring freezes. Of course, Amazon has not eliminated all new spending. Amazon has acquired the following companies in a recent buying spree. One Medical for $3.9 billion. Roomba maker iRobot for $1.7 billion. And Belgian robotics maker Kloostermans. Amazon also plans to spend about $1 billion next year for wage increases and expanded benefits for frontline workers. And it is hiring 150,000 workers for the holiday shopping season. We have an enormous amount of things that we're investing in and that will continue, Jassy said at the meeting. Jassy pointed to a few examples. Alexa, Prime Video, and groceries. No bet was bigger than Amazon Web Services. That is the cloud computing division of Amazon. Jassy was the head of Amazon Web Services until his elevation to CEO in 2021. More recent projects under Bezos included many high-profile bets. Self-driving robo-taxis, cashierless stores, and delivery drones. Bezos ultimately cut a lot of projects that did not reach expectations. The Fire Phone is one example. Amazon's first and only smartphone was cut in 2015 after 1 year on the market. Other notable failures included some lesser-known bets. A restaurant delivery service. A social media feed. A device designed to replenish items with one click. A ticketing service. An auction site. And an online wine store. As the chief of Amazon Web Services, Jassy ran Amazon's profit engine. Those profits provided Amazon with the fuel to invest elsewhere. But as CEO of Amazon as a whole, Jassy has had to deal with some huge challenges. Inflation raging at a 40-year high. Supply chain problems. An aggressive organized labor push. And a weakening macroeconomic environment. And more cuts may be on the way. Investor sentiment has changed a lot this year alone. Wall Street analysts have no more appetite for experimental high-risk investing. Amazon's single-digit revenue growth for the past 3 quarters. Mostly, this is because of softening demand in its core online stores business. What do you think? Please leave us a comment below. We would love to hear from you. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified of future videos when they are released. Please share this video on social media. Thank you for watching.